Hello. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome to another edition of the Winning Live podcast. And I am so excited, not just because I am here, but because I was able to make it. All right. A lot of things that would have made me not to make it to show up today, but I decided I am going to show up no matter what. The only thing that would happen and has happened is that I may show up later than I was supposed to. Okay, so I'm so excited being here, and today is the last edition of the Winning Live broadcast for this year, and it's quite. I am so overjoyed, like I am so excited about it because it's amazing. All right, the transformation that this broadcast has brought in people's lives over the year, yeah, since we started in the pandemic, the transformation, the testimonies are so amazing, and I am so excited. Okay, you may be asking who is this? Of course, my name is showing on the screen. My name is Solomon Chimaichi Okeke, and when I say Chimaichi, I love that Igbo name because it means that God knows tomorrow. Okay, so whatever you are doing, whatever challenge that you're passing through, let my name be a message to you this afternoon. Chima Echi, God knows your tomorrow. Chima Echi, God knows your tomorrow. Okay, so I'm excited. What do we do at the Winning Live broadcast? What we do at the Winning Live broadcast is to share relevant skills, values, knowledge, information, and of course, principles that are capable of changing your life, helping you become a better person, and transforming you, making you successful in all ramifications. That's what we do on this broadcast. Okay, and today is the last episode for the year. And after this, I'm going to go on a break to come back in February. And just like I posted on my Facebook wall yesterday, I said, I'm going to retreat to refire. And when we come back on this show, it's going to be wow, amazing, with much more advanced strategies on how to become a better person. All right. So just wait for it. But enjoy today. We are not yet off. I am not yet away for this year. I am here doing the last episode, so you've got to enjoy it, and enjoy it, and enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing some principles with you, but before then, I want to also tell you that if you've not watched the last episode and the last two episodes, and the last three episodes of this show, you need to watch them. You really need to watch them. I mean what I'm saying. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to, push you into watching a show. No, I'm trying to tell you that you need it. Okay. 3 weeks ago, we talked about breaking loose from addiction, and we talked about masturbation and pornography. I had the phenomenal Emmanuel Akapo on the show with me. You need to watch it. Okay. All of them are already on my YouTube channel. You check them out. 2 weeks ago, we had the amazing Val Okafor, and we talked about skills that are relevant for you to add to your talent. We talked about things that you need to do to become more successful. And the topic was specifically talent is not enough. A lot of people think that talent is the only thing that they need to succeed. There are other things that should be added to your talent. Okay, we talked about those things. And just last week, we took it to the spiritual angle, and we talked about the efficacy, the effectiveness of prayer, the power of effective prayer precisely. And then I had the exceptional Mr. Augustine Efeni with me. So today I am going to be discussing on the laws of personal development. The laws of personal development. I am so excited about this whenever I get to share them, because they are powerful laws. And you don't get them anywhere. You just don't get them ordinary everywhere. Like someone will say, okay, let me go and Google the internet and see if I can see the laws of personal development. You could see something called the laws there. But this one I'm going to share with you. The only place you will see it, aside from me sharing it with you, is on our book, Fire On. That's the book we launched last year, Fire On. So I want to encourage you to get a copy of the book, because what I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be coming from this book. All right, so get a copy, send me a message, and then you will definitely have your copy with you. Fire on. Give yourself the permission to live audaciously. Okay, so let's talk about personal development. I usually love to talk about self-discovery or people's discovery before we talk about development, because to me, you cannot develop what you do not understand or what you've not discovered. If you don't know that this is who you are, you cannot develop yourself. Okay, so it's important to unfold. One of my mentors will say that she calls it um, self unfolding or people's unfolding, because you cannot truly discover everything about you. But it's important to know what God is calling you to do, who God has made you to be. It is on that premises that you'll be able to do things with all audaciousness. You like all courage and boldness. So people have asked me a lot of times, Solo, how do you do the things you do? What gives you courage? There are sometimes I don't know, there are people who want to dig deep into your life, but they don't want to pay the price. Not that I'm trying to be proud, though, but this is what I'm sharing with you already now. So it's a free resource. Everyone can get it. What gives you courage to do what you are doing and people are feeling, this thing is too big? Wow, how was he able to do it? It's because you've discovered that this is what you are meant to do. And once you discover what you are meant to do, it opens up, it opens you up to taking some actions, and people will consider those actions as risk. People will consider what you are doing as, this guy is taking the high risk, but you're seeing it, this is life, man. We have to live life, right? We have to live life. So what am I emphasizing on? I'm emphasizing on the fact that before you will delve into personal development, it's very important that you discover who God has really made you to be. Who am I? What is it I'm on earth to do? When you start asking the question of why, that is when you start getting clarity of how. It is the question of why being answered that gives you more clarity of the question on the question of how. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going? Even the question of what. All right. You're asking, why am I here? Then the question of why being answered, okay, how will I do this? It being answered, okay, what will I, you see, that's it. Okay. So Miles Monroe of blessed memory is a man I so much love, and I love the things he does. And he's one example of leaving a legacy, because even years after he's dead, his books are selling and people are getting inspired. You go to YouTube, his videos are scattered everywhere. He's dead already many years ago. Okay, he's a man that has left legacy. He's a man that has made impacts on his world. And that is an example of truly living. That is an example of someone who has poured his life out to the world. He's the man that said, I have vowed not to add to the wealth of the cemetery. He said that the wealthiest place on the planet Earth is not the graveyard. It's not the oil mines. All right. It's not the gold mines, it's not the oil wells. That's not the greatest, that's not the wealthiest place, but the cemetery, the graveyard. That's where talents that were not used are. That's where books that were not sung, that were not written are. Musics that were not sung, films that were not produced, a lot of things, relationships that people did not go into. All right, collaborations that people were supposed to do and they did not do it, companies that were not floated. Why? Because that's where all those things are, and people were not able to discover effectively who God has made them to be, and start maximizing those opportunities. And they had to, because it's when you don't understand who you are, that's when you are afraid of what if it doesn't work now? What if it doesn't work? If you know that this thing is what you're meant to do on earth, the only option it has is either to work or it works. All right. Somebody will want to say, will want to say something and say yes or yes. It doesn't give you an option to say yes or no. It either works or it works. You either succeed or you become successful. The two of them, any of them is acceptable. All right. So what brought me into talking about Miles Monroe is that there's a statement he said that the greatest tragedy on earth is not death, but life without a people. So I had to start thinking about that statement. It's a powerful statement, and I love it. But there is a little modification that when I was thinking through it, just like one of my mentors would always say, it's not about reading books or listening to tapes. It's about, do you think about what you had? Because it's even thinking that will even prompt you to action. Okay. It's even when you start thinking about what you've had or what you've read, that's what will even prompt you to start doing something. I posted about how many books I read this year. And I know a lot of people have read more than that. I think it's 23, and I was so strategic to write. I wrote all their names, wrote the date I read them. I finished reading each of them. Okay. So a lot of people have read more than that this year. Yes, I mean, a lot of people have read more than that this year. I know that when I posted it on Facebook, one of my friends on Facebook said, "Oh, I actually did better than you." I said, "Wow, congratulations, you did better than me. Wow, that's amazing." We are not competing. I said, we are not competing. All right, but what am I saying? That those books I read, if they are not, if I don't sit down and think on what I read from then, it will not prompt me to action. Okay, so it's not about what you read, neither is it about what you hear from people, but it's about thinking, how is this going to be of help to me? You can go to all the conferences in the world. Of course, I'm coming to those things when I talk about the laws of personal development, but you can go to all the conferences in the world, attend all the meetings in the world, but you don't think, how am I going to apply this? And it's when you start thinking that you start applying. Okay. So I thought about that statement. I said, wow, it's very beautiful, but I've come to learn that a man does not determine his purpose. Just like this phone I'm using did not determine its purpose. So the phone was not created and then it came and then dropped on my hands and the phone said, okay, this is what you will do with me. No. And just like I'm using a power bank to power my device here because we had electrical issue. So the power bank did not determine its, usage and what is going to do, what I'm going to do with it. Okay. So the intent of the manufacturer is actually what determines what the goods or the product we do. So what is the manufacturer thinking in his heart when he was about producing this? Okay, what was I even thinking when I produced this book? What was I thinking when I wrote the book? This is what I was thinking. To give you principles and guidelines that will help you to give yourself the permission to live audaciously. That's what I was thinking. All right, so I thought about it. I said, okay, what you said was good, but there could be a little modification. Okay, the greatest tragedy on earth is not death. It's neither a life without purpose, because there is nobody who does not have a purpose, but it's a life without the discovery of purpose. I'll have I'll have a private session with you on people's discovery if you need more of these. All right, I just want to dive in because I have just 15 minutes to finish up. I want to round about 30 minutes exactly. Okay, so I just have to dive into what we have for today so that we don't spend much time on talking about this. Okay, talking about personal development, I know personal development as to me, the definition I would give personal development is building muscle. Muscle. If you notice, one of my best emoji this time around is muscle. I just put it like this. I don't get them, shall I don't get them. No, they look me like that. Must I have muscles? Okay, so that's what I see personal development as, building muscles for what you are going to, for capacity, for who you are, what God has made you to be, so that you be able to effectively deliver on what He has designed you to be. So it's a time of muscle building, and it's something continuous, and that is continuous. And one of the things I have learned is that growth is not always tangible. I've said it in one of the Winning Life broadcasts that when people go to the gym to carry all those things that they are carrying, to do all those exercises, they don't do all those things and expecting that they will have muscles and their stature will change immediately. No, they give it time, and that is personal development. It's very important that we take cognizance of that. It's very, very important that we take cognizance of that. Okay, I will read just a part of this, then we'll dive into the laws immediately, all right? Because I don't want to waste time. To become successful, it is important to know that personal development and capacity building are very essential, and can never be thrown overboard. John Maxson said something. He said that the biggest room on earth is the room of self-improvement. So it's continuous. Whether as you keep growing at your pace, there is new rooms for personal and professional development. Next year, I've planned to develop myself in so many areas. Part of them is to attend trainings. And by God's grace, if the COVID did not continue by next year, I'm going to attend the Daystar Leadership Academy. Okay, and all that. So it's about being intentional about your development. Okay, so let me just quickly share with you some laws of personal development. I may not be able to point all of them in the book, so I would advise that you get a copy for yourself. Number one is the law of self-esteem. I keep telling people all the time that you cannot develop a person who you do not have love for. If you don't love yourself, you cannot invest in yourself, because it's investment. That investment may have to do with your money, your time, your treasures, everything. All right, everything into investing into developing yourself. But when you are so down on yourself, your self-esteem is so down, you're thinking about what people are saying, you just feel like you are inconsequential, you are infinitesimal, you cannot achieve anything. You just feel pity for yourself. You cannot put in your best in yourself when you don't have that love and high self-esteem. When you don't have self-esteem to carry yourself and say, I am who God says I am. Even if my face looks like that of whatever, even if I have a bow leg, even if I don't have money, even if I don't have people, even if I am not where I'm supposed to be, but you see, I am who God has said I am. That self-esteem, that is powerful. That is powerful. All right, that's a law of personal development, a law of self-esteem, because you cannot invest in someone you don't love. Okay, I used to tell people that the love you pour to people is an overflow of the word in you. You cannot be hating yourself and you love people. All right, you see someone who is hating on people, there is something wrong with that person's life himself. Something is wrong with the person's life. So for him to start, for him to be hating people means his life is not correct. There's something he's been trying to fix in his own life, but he's not getting fixed, and the overflow of the hatred is not getting to other people. So start loving yourself. All right. When I posted the books I read, just 23 of them, I said to people on my WhatsApp status, I said, "Oh, I just read 23 books this year, and some of you we are not able to. Some of you read more than I have. I have seen a young guy that said he read 50 books in 2 months. I removed my car for him. I removed my car for him, my dear. I had to celebrate him. All right, okay. But when I posted that yesterday, I said some of you may have not read up to 20 this year, and the very important thing is that you even read one. If it's one that you read, please celebrate yourself. calm down, buy a bottle of drinks. I say, I was able to read like Solo. I was able to read like that guy that read 52 words. I was not able to read all this. I was not able to achieve this. I was not able to. But look at what I achieved. Wow, you're a perfect man. Just call yourself beautiful names. Call yourself beautiful names. Celebrate yourself. I may not have money, but oh Jesus, where God is taking me to. Kabaya, Kabaya will celebrate. Celebrate yourself. Tell yourself beautiful things. Oh, this. In fact, I'm seeing myself on the screen now, and I'm like, I look very handsome. Yeah, I look very, very handsome. Like I am seeing myself, Let me just admire myself a little. Okay. So Lord, you look handsome. The wife you're going to marry, oh Jesus, oh my goodness. Oh, very well packaged man. Oh my God. Celebrate yourself. You know me, you see me calling myself name, just self-crush. It's called self-crush. I am crushing on myself. Okay, that's one law that is very evident in your developing yourself. Because when you always see yourself as this my ear had the little figure here. And my nose was not very pointed like this. What is it? When that's what you are looking at, when you are looking at all that and you're looking at yourself as someone who is amounting to nothing, you cannot put in the best to make yourself better. So the law of self-esteem says that the level of personal growth and development, that your level of personal growth and development is triggered by the way you see yourself and appreciate your abilities. The way you see yourself and appreciate your abilities. So let's talk about the second one, the law of okay, before then I said something in this book and it's worth repeating. I just pray you'll be able to get a copy. It's worth repeating. It says the rule of the thumb is don't pity yourself and do not raise pity parties for your challenges. Don't pity yourself and do not raise pity parties for your challenges. Pity yourself. Why did God even put me here? Why did He even put me here? Doesn't He know I'm going to be suffering if I come to this family? Who doesn't want to enjoy good things? But some people have to work for it, all right? So wherever God puts you, raise up and start working. Start working. And that work will start by appreciating yourself. You're beautiful. You are handsome. You're a Packard man. You're a Packard lady. The man that will marry you, oh Jesus. Now full package, single marry. Okay, the next is the law of network. And it's very important that for you to grow effectively, you need to understand that the people around you, they have a say in your life. I've told people that I've come to understand that there is something that should be added to the three. In primary school and in part of secondary school, we were taught about the three basic needs of human beings. They encoded it in FCS, right? Food, clothing, and shelter. But I said it's also important we add another C to it. Yes, food, clothing, communication, and shelter is very vital because communication is what makes or mad you, and that's what happens in your network. All right, that's what happens in your network. When you are in the network of people, your social capital, you need to take cognizance of those things. The people you associate with, whether in the morning or in the afternoon or in the night, in the church, in your environment, and all those things, the people you associate with frequently. I used to tell young people whenever I have the opportunity to speak to them, I said, take a look at the first three people who are closest to you. Who are there? What value do they bring to your life? And I'm asking you who is watching me today, the first three people closest to you who are there, and what value do they bring to you? What value? The first five closest people to you, who are there? What do they do? What are they bringing to your life? You need to start asking yourself those questions because the people who are around you, whatever they are doing, is what you are doing. And most of the times, we are attracted to people of like minds. Yeah, like if you're a person who smokes, You have friends who smoke. And if you're a person who loves smoking, you will have friends who smoke. And before you know it, you start smoking and it becomes a culture because you're not seeing anything bad in it. So if you're a person who loves lying, probably you don't think lying is something bad. You have friends who lie, and you're not lying, but you don't really feel it's bad. You feel it's their life, but they are very close to you. These people are close to you. It's their life, and their life will influence you. And before you know it, you are just like them. Okay? Yeah, those are values that you need to start taking cognizance of. Let the people who are around you be the people who mirror what you want to be, or the people who mirror what you are. Okay, the values you want, and not just any kind of person. So a man's growth and development is proportional to the influence of the people he meets and associates with more often. Okay, so it's important you take note of that. Now, the third law of personal development, and I feel that's the last I'm going to share here because of time, is the law of meeting. I would want to tell you that men are made in meetings. And I repeat that again. Men are made in meetings. Let me repeat it for the third time. Men are made in meetings. All right, so you have to pay attention to the meetings. You want to grow. Why don't you start meeting with people? Why don't you start developing alliances, developing strategic bonding with people? Why don't you start going to conferences? Why don't you start paying for trainings? Why don't you start paying for coaching sections? These are meetings. Why don't you start engaging people positively, asking questions that will add value to your life? These are meetings. Some of the times I would just want someone who is bigger than me, better than me, and I aspire to get to where he is. I'll just say, sir, please, is it possible to have a meeting with you? Sir, please, is it possible? And the person will give me an appointment. I will come and sit down and learn, ask questions. One of the things that make you who you are is the questions you ask when you are opportune to be in the midst of people who are wiser than you are. The questions you ask, and you achieve that by getting to be in meetings with them. All right. 2 years ago, last year, people know us as people who attend all meetings. Every conference in this Enugu, everyone, as long as it has something to do with us, you must see us. And once we go there, we post we post on Facebook about we're in this conference, so we snap pictures, all those things. And it's not just about the picture, it's about what we are learning and what we are becoming. I'm not saying you should go to all the conferences because some of you may have works that you're doing, but if you don't have the opportunity to go to all the conferences per se, but there are ones you can access online. Meeting is meeting. If you have time to go to a conference, good. If you don't have time, you go to church or you go to mosque, whichever religion that you practice. Yes, those are meetings. If you don't have, of course, you should have time for your religious activities. Well, what's that? What are you saying? You're trying to tell me you don't have time? And then the one-on-one meetings also, they also make you. The online meetings, they make you. You can stream, like I'm streaming live and you're seeing me. This is a meeting and we're having a strategic section, all right? You're having a strategic section together and this is a meeting. It can change your life. What you're learning here can change your life. All right? So men are made in meetings. Let me read them. Okay, the law of meetings says that the kind of meetings you find yourself in most of the time, be it with individuals or a group of people, whether it's online or offline, has a large influence on your personal growth and development. So pay attention to the meetings you attend. There are meetings that you will never see me in. Solomon Okeke. If you like, invite me 10 times. You will not see me there. Why? Because I'm so intentional. So what is personal growth to you? Personal growth and development should be an act of living an intentional life for you. Let it be intentional. This is my closing chart. It's something you achieve intentionally. You don't leave it to chances. You don't just wait to let anything that wants to happen. No. It's 30 minutes already and I'm signing off. Thank you so much and I love you greatly. My name is Solomon Okeke. Until we get back to this show, till we get back next year, I want to tell you that I value you. You have any question, you have any suggestion, you have any need for counseling, please hit my inbox. While I'm on my sabbatical leave from this platform, I will definitely be active on Messenger and on my WhatsApp. And of course, my email I go to my email every day to check messages. I love you, and I want to see you soar. I want to see you rise. Rise above your challenges, above your limitations. There is no limits, actually, except the one you place in your mind. Amazing. I love you, and I want to wish you a happy Christmas. A Merry Christmas, right? Yeah, that's how they say it. I'm not conversant with all these things. Yeah, Merry Christmas and a beautiful New Year. 2021 is our year of gratitude. And you know, when you say thank you, more doors open for you. I love you.